Welcome to a short preview of this Screencasts Online video tutorial. With the advent of iOS 11, screenshots on iOS became a whole lot more useful. Screenshots are a great way to either share information or to make a permanent record of anything displayed on your iPad or iPhone screen. Now, to take a screenshot is very simple. On this iPad, I have the Screencasts Online monthly magazine, and let's say I wanted to take a screenshot of this cover to either annotate or to send it on to somebody. If you have an iPad or an iPhone with a home button, the way to take a screenshot is just to press the home button and the power button together. Okay, you'll see down at the bottom of the screen, we have a screenshot. If I just leave that for a few seconds, that screenshot will disappear, and that's now saved to my camera roll. Now, if you have an iOS device with no home button, such as the iPhone X, if you just press the power button and the volume control button at the same time, that will also generate a screenshot. Now, taking screenshots is fine, but with iOS 11, we can now annotate our screenshots before they get sent away to the camera roll, and we can also discard them as well if we don't want to use them once we've annotated them and send them on to somebody else. So to do that, let me take another screenshot. If I just, again, power and home button, and then tap on the screenshot is presented to us with a list of tools across the bottom, allowing us to annotate this particular cover. So if I wanted to crop, I could just grab a corner. Let's say I just wanted to crop this Things 3 update. I can just grab and let go, and that will crop the image for me. Let's tap on undo to go back to the full image. If I want to draw on the image, I can tap the pencil. Let's say I wanted to write in red, then I can just scribble on the document itself. Again, I can undo, we'll undo and undo again. So I have, as well as the pen, I have a highlighter. I also have a pencil. And again, I can change the color of these at will to write on the screenshot. And I also have an eraser as well. Now, there's also a control to capture annotations. If I say move that annotation there, tap on here, draw around it, I can now move that to somewhere else on the page. Or if I tap on the eraser, I can just erase it. There's also the option of adding text, so text boxes, signatures, a magnifier as well. If I want to zoom up an area of the screen, let's try that magnifier. So I can actually drag this to increase the size, move it around, and then increase the magnification by moving the top pointer control. But again, I'll just say undo to that to get rid of that. And then down here, finally, we have options to put boxes on. We can put a circle on. Again, I can scale this. These are individual elements. I can scale these around. I also have the option for a speech bubble and an arrow as well. And I can change the color of these. If I want a yellow arrow, tap on the yellow, hit the plus, hit the arrow, and there is my arrow. That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from Screencasts Online. Screencasts Online is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. All of our members get access to brand new, up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV using the members-only Screencasts Online Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the digital Screencasts Online monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit ScreenCastsOnline.com today and become a Screencasts Online member.